In week 6 of the Sheltered Instruction Operation Protocol course, we'll be preparing for a performance task that we discussed in class. And I've included here in this week's module a couple of links that you might want to look at. Now, for this task, before we get into it, you will be asked to create a video, and I uploaded a link here in Moodle where you can view a tutorial where I go about explaining how you can create a Google Plus Hangout on Air, which will then lead to automatically recording that session and uploading it to YouTube. And from YouTube, you do have some options of editing the video afterwards if you think it's necessary. But I've included a link here with the tutorial that can be found here and below. This is just an example of a recorded class by creating a Google Plus Hangout that we did in one afternoon class this week. Now, the performance task, you can find it here. And select Found here, and this will take you to the shared Word Online document that all of you should be able to access, and all of you should be able to edit this document. Part of the performance task after creating the video is creating a link with your name. So you would add your name under the respective group and then create a link to your video. Now, some of you have mentioned that you are choosing to use other software, and that's fine. If you don't like to upload anything to YouTube, you want to use another hosting site, that's fine. I've mentioned Internet Archive, which is here. This is a site that I use quite a bit also to upload videos, so you can use Internet Archive. And you also can use your Office 365 account and share your video that way. So you could share it after you upload it to your personal account in Office 365. You can share it that way. So between YouTube, Internet Archive, and Office 365, should be able to choose one of those three. If you have another source or another hosting site that you want to use, that's fine as well. But the idea is that all of our videos are shareable here, so all of your colleagues' videos can be accessed from this one shared document. So here's the task, and this is what we'll be working on. I won't go through all of this as I have already gone over this in class. But if you do have any questions or concerns about this task, if you're not sure about any aspect of the GRASP framework that we're using really to frame this task, let me know. But again, the purpose is to give us an opportunity to review all of the concepts that we've seen so far this course, the first 5 weeks, and bringing out the most important aspects of those, and then share some sort of relationship or explain a relationship between those key concepts that you've been thinking about and learning over the first 5 weeks of the course. And pay careful attention to the audience. And we've used a couple examples, or we've discussed a couple of examples of different audiences that you might consider. But really try to speak to that audience. And I think one of the examples we mentioned was consider the academia that you work in, and think of the ideas that you are going to present as kind of a proposal or a rationale in terms of how you might plan a course in English in the future. So that's certainly one option. But do pay close attention to the audience and speak to the audience as you prepare for your performance. I would begin by organizing your ideas, coming up with different learning objects that you want to include in your presentation. Come up with a logical organization of your presentation, and then begin rehearsing, begin practicing how you might say that. I would recommend having some sort of either graphic organizer or outline next to you as you practice. I would recommend not writing out a script and reading a script word for word what you're going to say, but instead, again, try to use some sort of guide, some sort of graphic organizer, and keep practicing saying the same thing in different ways. And as you do that, you'll become more confident as you go along. And it's also important to listen to yourself as you're going through your practice. Go back and listen to yourself. Listen to different areas where you might incorporate more transitional words. Remember, we're going to focus on providing a unified message, speaking coherently, that is the way in which we're organizing our ideas, and also speaking cohesively, looking specifically at those connectors, making sure that we're transitioning our ideas smoothly and using sentence connectors to properly conduct those transitions. So I hope this helps. I look forward to seeing your videos. And again, if you do have any questions, feel free to email me. You can email me via Moodle or Office 365. And certainly ask me in class. Bring your questions in as we work together in class to prepare for this performance test.